start then. So good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining FosterTalk live. Today we'll be talking and discussing the membership services and all the benefits that you guys have access to through the membership that your service will provide. So my name's Nicola and I'm the accounts manager, membership and accounts manager here at FosterTalk. And a big part of my role is to ensure that all of our lovely foster carers up and down the land are fully aware of the membership and, like I say, all the benefits that you guys have access to and all the additional support. So I'm going to take you through the slides and I'm hoping you guys can see the slide deck. And we'll take any questions at the end if that's okay. I can't hear or see anyone and you guys won't be able to see each other, but there is a chat box. If you can hover your little cursor over, you'll see a Q&A box. So please do pop in any questions that you may have and we can, like I say, answer those at the end of the session. Okay. Right then, so let's make a start. Just a little bit about FosterTalk then. So we were established in 2004 in a perceived need for foster carers and fostering services to have a greater degree of access to independent support. We currently support well over 40,000 foster carers and we work with over 200 fostering services, so local authorities and independent agencies right across the UK. We have an amazing team here at FosterTalk, ranging from real life foster carers right through then to heads of social work. So they've all had real life experience and can provide you guys with the best support and guidance. So we're part of the Martin James Foundation, which is a global charity and has been providing children's care for over 30 years. So this is the membership. This is what it looks like in its entirety. I'm going to take you through, like, as I say, each of the different features now and just give you a little bit more information on how it all works. And it's important to note that this is a household membership. So any member of your household can access any of these services, regardless of whether or not they foster. Okay. So the first part then of the membership, and this is the main part really, this is the legal insurance cover. So this is in place for you and your extended family in the event of an allegation or a serious complaint. I know it's a bit of a daunting subject to be discussing first thing on a Friday morning, but allegations are a big part of fostering, and we at FosterTalk want you guys to know that we are here. We're here to support you emotionally and obviously through the legal costs. So if the police ever turn up at the door and they'd like to talk to you about a serious complaint or an allegation, before you do anything, before you say anything or go anywhere, you are to call us on our 24-hour legal helpline, which I'll run through shortly. So at that point then we would take your details, and please don't panic if you can't find your membership information. We can always find your details via another means. So we'd take your details, we'd log the call. We'd also take the officer's details. So we'd take their name, their caller ID and the station that they're based at. And at that point then we will allocate to you one of our solicitors. Although you get a solicitor down at the station, one of their duty solicitors, our solicitors are Blackford solicitors and they're right across the UK and they specialise in family law. So rest assured you'll be getting the best representation whilst down at the station. Now, I'm no legal or insurance expert, but you can see there the levels of cover in the little green box. I'll quickly run through them, but if you do need any further information, we do have some insurance webinars coming up where I've invited the insurers, the solicitors and Law Express, which is our 24-hour legal helpline, to jump on and just give an overview of the service and to make sense of all that insurance jargon and what's included and all the exclusions. So please do look out for your invites. So just back to the levels of cover there. So as you can see, up to £10,000 to cover you and your family in the event that you have to go to the station to be interviewed. That then covers the solicitor's fees. If that developed into a criminal prosecution and only a small amount ever goes that step further, you just need to remember that the police are there to do a job and they need to see through that complaint or allegation. But 9 times out of 10, it doesn't amount to anything. But if it did, and there obviously are occasions when it will do, you have up to £150,000 to cover you for, again, solicitors' fees, court costs, barrister costs, you know, those kind of legal costs. You can see there up to 25,000 defence against a civil claim, and a civil claim could just be down to a birth parent making a claim against you guys as foster parents. And then there's a small pot there of up to £5,000 if ever you want to formulate an appeal against a barring decision which has been made by the DBS. Okay. So who does the insurance cover? So we have carer 1, carer 2, so husband, wife, partner, spouse. We also have dependents within the household, so that could be birth children, adopted children, even staying put children. And the cover will also extend to cover any grandparents, aunts, uncles, connected carers, because we understand that, you know, when we put the insurance together, we wanted to ensure that we covered everyone and all eventualities. So it's a good bit of comprehensive cover there for you and your family. Like I say, if you need any further information, please join one of the webinars. But in the meantime, please feel free to call through to FosterTalk. The numbers will be on towards the end of the slides, and we can pop you through to the legal team for further information. Right then, so this is the first of 3 24-hour services, and this is the legal helpline that I was just telling you about. So as I say, if the police ever turn up, this would be the service that you would call. But alongside that, if you or any member of your household is looking for some legal advice about anything, it doesn't have to be all around fostering. It could be that you're having problems with neighbours next door. It could be someone in the household's having problems with contracts or employment. As you can imagine, over the last few years with COVID, we've seen an increase in calls regarding cancellation of flights and holidays and, you know, weddings, events, etc. So whatever it is that you need some free expert legal advice on, you can call us, and potentially this line could save you quite a bit of money in legal costs. So just to recap, we've got this line for allegations and serious complaints only, and if the police turn up. But like I say, alongside that, anything else that you need legal advice on. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So we've then got our general fostering helpline. So this is Monday to Friday, 9 till 5. As members of FosterTalk, you can call through and speak to one of our qualified advisors, completely independent, and that's the key word, independent, impartial advice about anything to do with fostering, whether that be an allegation, whether it be some guidance around standards of care. It may be that you're looking to change direction in your fostering journey, whether that be a staying put arrangement or a special guardianship order. Whatever it is, if you're looking for some expert advice, give us a call. This line can get extremely busy, especially around lunchtime. So if we don't pick up, it doesn't mean that we're not there. It just means that all of our advisors are busy. And please leave your contact details on our voicemail. Our service level agreement is that we'll come back to you either the same day or the next working day. But to be honest, our advisors are fantastic and they normally call you back as soon as someone becomes available. Okay, so that's Monday to Friday, 9 till 5. We've then got tax benefits and national insurance advice now. This is run by Pat and her team at BK Plus, and they can help you and advise you on a whole spectrum of accountancy and national insurance matters. So here we go. Here's Pat. She's ready to talk to you all around what the service provides. This is a pre-recorded video, so I'll hand you over to Pat and hopefully you can hear it okay.
Be joining you, if only virtually, to talk to you about FosterTalk's tax, national insurance and benefits helpline. Please do remember, as members of FosterTalk, you have access to us via FosterTalk 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, and we're here to help you. So what can we do for you? Firstly, we can advise you on your tax, national insurance and benefits situation, any issues that you have around that. Remember that is a free advice line service available to you whether or not we do your tax return, which I'll talk about in a minute. Secondly, if you have letters or inquiries or worries or concerns around penalties, or you've had a letter from HMRC that you don't understand, or you're concerned about your national insurance position, please do call us. We are here to take the burden from you so that you can concentrate on what you do best. And the great advantage you have with us is that you won't have to hang on and wait for ages for HMRC to answer you. We will answer the phone quickly for you. If you happen to not get through to us, leave a voicemail and we will come back to you on the same or the next working day. We know all the answers and we are here to help you. Because remember, if you speak to the self-assessment helpline at HMRC, you are probably speaking to someone who has had some training but may not know anything about fostering, and that can lead to misunderstandings and in some cases misadvice. And the same, I would say, goes for national insurance and state benefits, because foster carers are a special class of people in all those fields, and there are special rules which, with the best one in the world, you may not have access to instantly, but we know all the rules. We can tell you what the rules are, so you can go back into your interactions knowing that you know the right answers. So we are here to help you, and that's a free advice line service. And then alongside that, if you wish us to, we can prepare your self-assessment tax return for you on an annual basis. That is a flat rate fee service for FosterTalk members of £145, including VAT, plus specific small add-ons. But that service is there for you. But please remember that you do not have to be a tax return client to get access to our free advice. Good free advice is good free advice, and it's available to you all as FosterTalk members. So let's take it right back to basics. What are your obligations to HMRC? Once you are approved at panel, you become a self-employed person. And what that means is that for every tax year, you have to declare your profit from your fostering, along with any other taxable income that you have in that year, and file a tax return. Now, a tax year runs from the 6th of April to the following 5th of April. The system is currently always working a year in arrears. So the first thing that I would say to you is, at your point of approval, do not panic. If you think, oh my goodness, what's all this self-assessment issue, you have plenty of time to do what you need to do. Because HMRC will not know that you are self-employed and need to do a tax return until you tell them. So if you're new to fostering, the first thing you need to do is inform HMRC that you are a foster carer, and you do that by completing a form CWF1 online. It asks for your name, address, date of birth, what it is you're doing, blah, 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 blah. You send that off to HMRC, and as a result of that, you will get back a letter with a unique tax reference or a tax reference on it, a 10-digit number, 2 blocks of 5 numbers. You can't go anywhere in the system, and HMRC frankly doesn't know you exist until you have that UTR. But once you have that UTR, you can then go on to HMRC website and use their software if you like to prepare your own tax return, or you can use someone like us or an accountant to prepare that tax return for you. So the tax year runs from the 6th of April to the following 5th of April. But you have until the 5th of October after the end of the tax year to let HMRC know that you are a self-employed person. And then you then have to the 31st of January to get your tax return filed and your tax paid. So for example, I'm sitting here now and it's end of March 2023. If I was a foster carer and I was looking at having to prepare my first tax return for the 23-24 year, that tax year ends on the 5th of April 2024, I would have until the 5th of October 2024, 6 months after the end of the tax year, to even tell HMRC that I needed to do a tax return, and then I would have till the 31st of January 2025 to actually prepare and file my tax return. So do not panic is the real answer. When you become a foster carer, you have plenty of time to deal with your tax affairs, okay? So that's really, really important. Now, I've just said that foster carers are self-employed people. Any self-employed person has to pay tax on the profit from their self-employment. And in that regard, foster carers are no different to anybody else. However, unlike builder, plumber, decorator, hairdresser, a foster carer does not have to keep all the receipts for everything that you are doing to look after your child, because HMRC allow you to use a system called HS236. It's the Revenue Guideline Qualifying Care Relief HS236. And what HS236 does is it's a shortcut method for you to calculate your fostering profit. Profit is income less cost. Income less cost equals profit. If you use HS236, your income is every single penny that you receive from your care provider. Don't care what it's called, retainer money, we love your money, don't leave us money. It's all potentially taxable. But against that, you get round sum allowances. And those round sum allowances are currently £10,000 per year for a household allowance, recognising that it costs a foster caring family £10,000 a year to run their fostering world. And then you get a weekly amount depending on the age of the children that you're looking after. You get £200 a week currently for a child under the age of 11 and £250 a week for a child over the age of 11. And that is whether you foster for a whole week or part of a week. If you do respite, you'll get the whole week's allowance, even if your child is only with you overnight for one night in the week. Please remember that these allowances are changing. From the 5th of April 2023, that is the first day of the 23-24 tax year, those allowances are changing, and your annual household allowance will increase to £18,140 a year, and the allowances that you get for the children will be £375 a week for a child under the age of 11 and £450 a week for a child over the age of 11. So that really will increase the allowable costs of many foster carers, fostering businesses, and will mean that a lot of foster carers won't have any tax to pay on their fostering business. It's still, however, vitally important that you do the tax return, even though you haven't got a tax liability, one, because it's the rules, and two, because of national insurance, which comes into play, okay? National insurance, I'm passionate about national insurance. You should all be passionate about national insurance. National insurance is the part of our tax that we pay to ensure that when we reach state pension age, even if that's 592, we will get our full state pension. As I speak, you will have probably seen on the TV, etc., that you have until, it was the 5th of April 2023, that has been extended to June 2023, to look at your national insurance record and make sure that gaps going back to 2006 can be filled. Now, I have to say to you, please, please, please remember that, surprise, surprise, foster carers are a special class of people in respect of national insurance, just as they are with income tax. Because if you are a foster carer, regardless of the level of your self-employed profit, even if you have a profit of zero, you have a way of making that year count towards your state pension. Any other self-employed person would have to be having profits of over about £6,000 a year to be able to pay Class 2 national insurance. But foster carers are a special class of people, because if your profit from fostering, when you do the calculation, is over £6,000, then you pay Class 2 national insurance and you put it on your tax return. However, if your profit is under £6,000, you don't put Class 2 national insurance on your tax return. You cock the snoop at Class 2 national insurance. You do nothing about it on your tax return. However, you then complete another form, a form CF411A, a credit for parents and carers, and you send that form off with a letter from your supervising social worker confirming that you were a foster carer throughout the tax year, and the government credit you with national insurance contributions as though you were working. The CF411A looks a daunting form when you look at it, but really all you have to do as foster carers is put your name, address, date of birth, national insurance number, ignore all the reams of questions. Right at the end of the form there's a question: were you a foster carer in the year? And you put the dates that you were a foster carer and send it off. You must send the form and the letter after you have filed your tax return, because HMRC literally look at the form and the letter, compare it to your tax return, acknowledge that you were a foster carer, and then they give you the national insurance credits. Otherwise, I could apply for national insurance credits if they weren't checking my tax return. Okay. Now, national insurance is not one size fits all. For self-employed people, as I've just gone through, you are paying Class 2 national insurance. But it may be that you're listening to me and you are employed in a job and you're also a foster carer. If you're employed in a job earning over a certain amount of money, you will get national insurance paid. It will be deducted from your salary. When you get your pay slip, you will see national insurance, and your employer will be paying national insurance. If that is the case, then you don't need to worry about the CF411A, because your Class 1 national insurance is making the account towards your pension. There are also other ways in which your national insurance record will be maintained that you may not be aware of. If you have birth children or you're the responsible parent for children up to the age of 12, your national insurance record will be maintained. If you're a carer and claim a carer's allowance, your national insurance record will be maintained. If you're on universal credit or the legacy benefit of income support, your national insurance record will be maintained. So it is not one size fits all, and it can be very confusing. The key thing is to know where you are. So if you are unsure, please look at your national insurance record, either on your government gateway or by completing a form BR19 online and submitting it to HMRC. They will then send you a letter telling you what the gaps are in your record. Once you have that, please give us a call, because if you are under state pension age and fostering, you can make every year up to state pension age count towards your national insurance record. So when you get that record, if there are gaps, don't panic, because if you are under state pension age, you have time to correct your national insurance record. So please, please, please do call us about national insurance. It's really vital, because the people that I worry about are people that I hear that are foster carers, have never done a tax return because they've been told foster carers don't pay tax and don't have a profit. I wouldn't necessarily argue with that. but they have ignored completely the issue of national insurance. And if they're not registered and they're not doing anything about their national insurance when they get to state pension age, they will have a big problem because there will be a gap in their record. So please, please, please call us. We are here to help you about national insurance. Okay, so that's the lecture over on national insurance. Now, benefits. As you come into the world of fostering, or if you are fostering, please do not disregard the ability of state benefits to uplift your household income in certain circumstances. Once again, surprise, surprise, foster carers are a special class of people, and in the benefits arena, they have a special status. So how does it all work? You may be listening to me and you are claiming working tax credit or income support. Those are legacy benefits. They are legacy benefits because no new claimant will be offered working tax credit or income support. The benefit that you will be offered if you are a new claimant is universal credit. If you are on working tax credit or income support, you will remain on those till one or two things happen. Either you report a change in circumstances or the whole postcode area that you live in goes on to universal credit. So if you're listening to me and you are a new claimant, you may be entitled to universal credit. The first thing to say about universal credit is that it is a means-tested benefit. The system allows you to have savings or another asset, a second home or a flash caravan that you rent out or a yacht. I'm just being silly, but you know what I mean. If you have other assets, those will be taken into account, and you're allowed to have other assets, money in the bank or what have you, of up to £6,000 as a household. Between £6,000 and £16,000 there is a sliding scale. Your benefits will reduce, and if you have savings or assets of over £16,000, you have no entitlement to means tested benefits. So before you start thinking about anything else, assess whether you have those assets. If you don't have those assets, you may be eligible to claim universal credit. What universal credit does is it uplifts the household income of low income households. And the key point here is that fostering income is completely disregarded when assessing entitlement to universal credit. You can be earning £1 million a month from fostering, and as long as you're not saving it, it is disregarded. So if you are a single foster carer listening to me with no savings, fostering is what you do and it is your only income, then you will be entitled to universal credit. If you're a couple listening to me and you have no savings and fostering is what you do and it's your only income, you will be entitled to universal credit. But the commitments that you have to make to get the universal credit are slightly tighter than for a single person. And it may be, if you are listening to me and you are a foster caring family with other income coming into the house, you may still have an eligibility to universal credit. Because how it works is, you apply for universal credit online. If you're a couple, you make a joint claim. Everything is done online via a job coach and with passwords, deep joy. But once you get over all of that, you're on the universal credit highway. Universal credit, assess what you're entitled to. If you are a single person, you're entitled to about just over £300 a month. If you're a couple, it's just over £500 a month. There are elements for children, and if you live in rented accommodation, your rental income is also paid as part of your universal credit claim. So universal credit will work out what you're entitled to, and if you're a family with 2 children, that could be £1,500 or so, and they work out your entitlement, but then they look at what the household income is coming in, and they will deduct, they ignore fostering, but say your partner earns £10,000 a year gross from his work, they will deduct from your claim 53% of that income, so £5,300, which is about £485 a month. So say they worked out your entitlement to universal credit is £1,500, they would knock off £484 and they would only pay you just over £1,000 in universal credit. But honestly, if you are a couple with children, or single with a child, or single and fostering, it really is worth looking into, because universal credit can top up your income significantly. Okay. Then there is the issue of housing benefit. It used to be called, it's now the housing cost element of universal credit. And that is money paid to low-income households in rented accommodation. Once again, it's a means-tested benefit, but fostering income is completely disregarded. So if you're that family or single person in rented accommodation and you are solely fostering with no savings, you are entitled to housing benefit. The only thing that will reduce the amount of housing benefit you're entitled to, well, there's two things. One is the amount of rent you're paid if you rent from a private landlord. If you rent from a private landlord, you may not get all your rent paid, because there is a thing called the local housing allowance, and that is a list of rates which the local authority say the going rate for a 4-bedroom property in your postcode is so much, and they will only pay you that much. Okay, so that may affect the amount of housing benefit that you receive. And the second is the bedroom tax. The bedroom tax is a set of rules about how many rooms you need in your household. Every person over the age of 18 needs a bedroom. Between the ages of 10 and 18, children of the same sex can share a bedroom. Up to the age of 10, children of different sexes can share a bedroom. Now that's very different from the rules of your agency, so that Ian Duncan Smith got legislation through which says if you have one bedroom in your house that you use for fostering, that bedroom is an eligible bedroom for housing benefit purposes. So if you had a 5-bedroom house and the members of your family, your birth family, were using 4 bedrooms in that house, complying with the rules, and you had a 5th bedroom that you used for a foster child, you would get paid housing benefit on the basis of a 5-bedroom house. But if you lived in that 5-bedroom house and only 3 rooms were being used by members of your birth family, and 2 bedrooms were used for fostering, 1 bedroom would be disregarded and you would only be paid housing benefit on the basis of a 4-bedroom house. Hope that makes sense, but ring us if it doesn't. And then there's council tax relief. Once again, it's a means-tested benefit paid to uplift the household income of low-income families. Fostering income is disregarded. So it is UK law that whether you foster for an independent agency or a local authority, you are eligible to claim council tax relief, but other income will be taken into consideration. The key thing with council tax relief, though, is that it's not dealt with under the auspices of universal credit. It is dealt with by local authorities, and some of them aren't up to speed with the regulations for foster carers. So if you come up against problems with that, please do call us. And finally, carers allowance. Please be aware that if you are fostering and not doing anything other than fostering, you will be entitled to claim carers allowance if you are looking after a foster child who is on the middle or higher rate care component of disability living allowance. Carers allowance is currently about £67 a week. It is taxable, but foster carers who are solely caring and looking after children who are in receipt of disability living allowance on the middle or higher rate care component are entitled to claim carers allowance. So please do pursue that, okay? I think that's all about tax, national insurance and benefits. I hope that has helped you all. Please do call FosterTalk and get a call back from us, or we will speak to you to help you with any problems that you have. And of course, we'd love to do all your tax returns. So I really look forward to hearing from you.
Okay, guys, I hope you found that beneficial. Just to let you know as well, we are running a number of tax benefits, national insurance webinars. We do have dates up until July now, and we should be receiving the next half of the year dates. So please do look out for any invites that we send through to you. And just to reiterate, the tax return service is £145, including VAT. That's a flat fee rate, so it doesn't matter if it takes 1 hour or 10 hours, it's still the same rate, no hidden costs. Okay. Right then, so moving on now then to finance support. So we work with a company called Lighthouse Financial. They're all fully qualified independent financial advisors, and they can talk to you, whether that be over the phone, face to face, or as we're doing now, virtually, about anything to do with finance, whether that's cost of living, debt, credit card consolidation, loans, mortgages, pensions, retirement planning, you name it, you can talk to them, all free of charge. They do specialise, you can see there, in mortgages, pensions, etc. So if you do appoint them to act on your behalf, there may be small additional fees, but like I say, if it's just finance advice, please give them a call. They are fantastic. We've had some really good feedback about that. Okay. Right then, so let's move on. Oh, and sorry, that service is Monday to Friday, 9 till 5. Right, so we've got our medical helpline now. So this is the second of our 3 24-hour services. So yeah, as FosterTalk members, you can call through and you'll go directly straight through to a medically qualified practitioner. I don't know about you guys, but if I phone my GP now to make an appointment at, to see the doctor, I can be on hold for a good 30-40 minutes at a time. But with this service, you'll go straight through, and like I say, you can discuss anything to do with health, well-being. It doesn't replace the NHS. So, if there's been a serious accident or something more complex, then please do, get in touch with your GP or A&E. But they can help you if there has been a small accident in the household, doesn't warrant a trip to A&E, give them a call. If someone in the household 3 o'clock in the morning showing symptoms or up with a fever, give them a call. They are fantastic and they're there to support you. Okay, so that's the second of our 24-hour services. Moving on then to the third and final of our 24-hour services, and this is the counselling helpline. It's delivered by a team of clinically trained and qualified experts. It's around the clock and it's completely confidential, but like all of our services, we do have safeguarding procedures in place. But you can call through fostering or non-fostering related problems. You'll call and you'll go straight through. They'll assess the call there and then. If they feel it's an emergency, it'll be escalated to a critical team, but you can talk to them about anything. Obviously, we do signpost this service when it comes to allegations, but we all need a bit of additional support at times, whether that be through a bereavement, a breakdown in a relationship, or just generally feeling low down and could just do with talking to somebody. Please do contact this service or us if you feel that you could benefit from this facility. They do offer an online chat facility as well. Some people just don't feel comfortable with talking over the phone, and they do have the option to chat, so you can log on to their website, which is www.careFirst-FosterTalk.co.uk, and it's a generic username and password, which is FosterTalk. Children can access this service as well, but they do need to be of the age of 16 and above. Okay, so that's the third and final of our 24-hour services. We've then got education advice now. So again, as FosterTalk members, you can call through and speak to one of our experts on anything to do with fostering, education, whether that be moving or changing schools, further education, special needs, homework, uniforms, you name it, you can call through and speak to one of our advisors. Again, this service is Monday to Friday, 9 till 5. And then we have our communication. So our marketing team work around the clock to ensure that you guys feel supported in your role. We issue many communications throughout the year, but we also issue a quarterly e-magazine, which is packed full of real life fostering stories, fostering related topics, could be latest industry news. You can see Chris Akabusi on the front there. So we do celebrity interviews. And we also issue a bi-monthly e-newsletter, again packed full of useful information, whether that be seasonal discounts, recipes, crafts for the children, you name it, it's packed. So please make sure that you're receiving our communications. If you can't find anything from us, check your junk file in the first instance, but if you still can't find anything, then give us a call at the office, because it may be that we haven't got your details or we've got the incorrect details for you. Okay, so yeah, I'll pop the numbers on towards the end of the slides. Okay, we have all of about events and webinars now. So as we're doing this now, we do lots of webinars. I've already mentioned the insurance, tax webinars. We've also got a cost of living webinar on the 6th of June at 11 o'clock. Again, you should have received your invite or will be receiving your invite for that. But I've invited a senior finance advisor to jump on to give an overview of Lighthouse Financial, but more so around the cost of living and how to keep the bills down, and just general tips that we can all be thinking about. So please look out for that. We have our FosterTalk Awards as well. That'll be towards the end of the year this year, but we have special guest speakers as well, and with Fostering Fortnight we have had an incredible lineup of guest speakers all around different topics from the fostering and childcare sector. So we do record all of our webinars and guest speakers. So if you're not able to join, because I know you guys are extremely busy, you can log on to the members section of our website, and you will find all of our webinars. There may be a week or so in getting that uploaded, but please be patient, bear with us, and we will ensure that you know, all of our videos are uploaded. But we do have all the past webinars and guest speakers from last year as well. So please log into the website and familiarise yourself with what's going on there. Right then, so just a little bit of an update now with regards to the lifestyle discounts. So some of you on the webinar today may have a green card, which was for Max card, which you can use that up until July. But last year we run a cost of living survey to all of our members, over 40,000 members, and the majority of the feedback that we received was that Max card was all well and good, but this only provided discounts for days out and UK holidays only. And with the cost of living, you know, our members are looking for a more all-round provider. So we listened, because we do like to take on your feedback. And in November of last year, we changed from Max card to a company called You at Work. You no longer need the card because it's all done through the discount portal. You should have all received an email around the 16th of November, which was an activation email, and you do need to activate the account to get access to thousands and thousands of discounts, not only for supermarket shopping, retail, electrical goods, but also for days out like Thorpe Park, Alton Towers. Some really great discounts. I was only looking the other day actually for Alton Towers, and there was a 40% discount on there. So again, please look for your email, check your junk file if you can't find it, but if you still can't find it, give us a call and we can arrange to get that resent to you. Okay. Then our allegation support team. Now, it's really important to note that this is completely separate from your FosterTalk membership. We do have an allegation support team, and under the minimum standards of 22.12, all foster carers are entitled to some form of independent, and that's the key word there, independent support when facing an allegation or a serious complaint. Now, different services work differently, but the majority of fostering agencies and local authorities will send us a referral if they feel that you would benefit from some independent support when facing an allegation. Within 24 hours of picking up that referral, we will have allocated to you a local, when I say local, that we've got again right up and down the UK, and we're recruiting as we speak, local support advisor. And they are there for you and your family, not just within working hours, Monday to Friday, 9 till 5. They're there for you outside of hours. And they are there to support you through what could be a very difficult time, not only for you, but the impact that it can have on the whole of the household. They're not there to take sides, to get involved in what's happened, but they're there to give you options. They're there for you to offload to. They can liaise with your service to get updates, to see where, you know, what's happening. Because a lot of the time, if police are involved, you know, you're supervising social work and maybe limited to what they can tell you. And that's no fault of your service. That's just a procedure that they have to follow. But we are there to help, and we're finding now with this support that foster carers, many foster carers are going on to successfully foster, which is great news. As you know, we are crying out for foster carers. So but if you do need any further information on this service, please do speak to your service or give us a call at FosterTalk and we can help you. Here's just some of our other memberships that we offer. So we have the full carer membership, which is the purple thumbs up there that you can see. We also offer a retired membership because it's really important, and hopefully you guys are not thinking about retirement, but if you do, it's really important that you keep the legal insurance cover in place, because an allegation can happen at any time, even years down the line. So for the cost of around £35 for the year, you can continue with the legal insurance, access to the 24-hour legal helpline, and also a complimentary copy of the magazine. And we also offer a special guardian membership as well. And here's just some feedback that we've received from a couple of different foster carers, which I'll leave on the screen for you to have a quick read through. And this is just a fraction of the good news that we receive on a daily basis. But like all services, we are, you know, looking to improve what we do, and we can only do that if we know what's going on. So good or bad, you know, it's always good to hear from you. So please, please get in touch and let us know. There's our contact details. So if you've got a phone, you'd like to take a screenshot or jot them down and keep them somewhere safe, please, because you just never know when you're going to need to contact us. So I'll quickly run through them. So you can see the two numbers there. The first one is the 0121 number. That's our main office number, and you can call through Monday to Friday, 9 till 5, and access any of the services that I've just been through. Outside of those hours is the emergency helpline, which is the 0344 number. And just to recap, that's for the legal team, medical and counselling. Okay, it's just one number. You just listen out for the different options. Okay, if you've got a problem with your membership, or you can't find any details, or you can't find the activation email for the discounts, please call the 0121 number. I've already mentioned our website. There's a whole heap of resources there sitting for you to have a read through, videos for you to watch. So please log in and familiarise yourself with the members section of our website. You can also email us at inquiries@fostertalk.org. And as I mentioned, our service level agreement is the same day or the next working day that we'll come back to you. And we're on socials, so we do tend to put a lot of updates on socials. So if you are on the likes of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, please give us a follow, because, you know, like I say, we put lots of different communications, whether that be a reminder of a webinar or a guest speaker. It may be a survey or a competition or some latest industry news. Whatever it is, you know, they're packed full of useful information, so please give us a follow. And I think that is about it from myself. I do hope that you found the session beneficial. I know a couple of you messaged to say that you were struggling to hear Pat and the video, but like I say, we will be uploading this presentation with Pat's video by the end of next week. So again, please log on and you can rewatch it. But we do have the webinars as well. So I can see we've got quite a few questions in the chat box. So let me just have a quick look. Okay. So Alison has said that we have public and employer liability, but it's the advice which is useful. Yes, so you'll get that through the service, but the insurance that we provide is for the legal costs in the event of an allegation or a serious complaint. Does this cover dental issues? It doesn't cover any costs for dental problems, unfortunately, Joanne, but you can, if you've got some dental issues and you need some legal advice around that, then you can give us a call on the 24-hour legal helpline, and our legal experts will be able to guide you on that issue. Where do you find these numbers, such as, okay, so the numbers for all of our services, as I say, is the 0121 number. So Kirsty, for Lighthouse Financial, you just call the 0121 number. That's the office number there, and our admin team will put you straight through to Lighthouse Financial. So is the health line equivalent to ringing 111? I suppose it is in a way. You know, they can talk to you about any health issues, but like I say, it doesn't replace the NHS. So, you know, they can only guide and help you, and it may be that they will signpost you back to A&E or your emergency service or even your GP. So yeah, it doesn't replace the NHS, but it is an advisory service, really. If you haven't received any anything from us in regards to your welcome packs, membership IDs, discounts, give us a call at the office on that 0121 number, and we can resend any details that you need. Okay. And you'll see there's a link to the feedback survey in the chat, if you wouldn't mind taking a couple of minutes just to complete that. As I say, good or bad, it's always good to get some feedback, and I can't see or hear anyone. So, but I do hope you found the session beneficial. If you have any queries or any concerns or anything at all, please give us a call, and we'll be happy to help you. And I think my main message here today is that, you know, we are here. We're here alongside your service to help and support you, completely independent. Okay, so whatever it is, no matter how trivial you think it is, give us a call. Okay. Just getting some messages. Thank you, Nick. That was great. Thank you. Very helpful. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Anytime that you need us, we're here for you. Okay. Right, guys, it is nearly 12 o'clock, so I'm going to log off now. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. The sun is shining. So all enjoy bank holiday, and hopefully we'll catch up soon. Now, you never know, you may see me at one of your support groups very soon. Okay. Take care, everyone. Bye.